We have carefully considered the points that you raised in your application for AR. We have overturned the decision. Good news, right? We overturned the decision to refuse your application for entry clearance. The decision of 13th May 2025 is now withdrawn. So that refusal that they gave him, they've withdrawn that refusal. For most people, once they get a UK visa refusal, that's the end. They just go home and sleep, right? Now, there are certain things that you can actually do to overturn your UK visa application, and that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, right? I'm going to be telling you guys exactly how to do what they call administrative review or appeal the visa decision, so you can actually get it overturned. So the fact that you have a refusal doesn't mean that you should go home and there's nothing else you can do at that point. There are other options that you can actually exhaust, right, before you say, okay, I failed at this thing, let me go and try again. Now, I'm also going to be talking about the pros and cons in AR, either an appeal or review, the difference of all of those things, and if, when, and how you can actually take any of these routes when you have gotten a UK visa refusal. So if you have ever been refused a UK visa, it's important that you pay attention to the video, because the video is going to be very explicit. I understand the fact that most of my videos are very explicit, right? But this is actually going to be a lot better than the ones you've seen before, right? So it's important that you pay attention. When you get a refusal letter, you're going to see something that looks like this, right? In relation to the decision, there is no right of appeal or administrative review, right? And once people see this, they go home and sleep. Now, there's another kind of visa where you will get something like this. You may only apply for administrative review if you think there's been a case working error. Information on how to apply for this review process and fee payable are available right here. As a matter of fact, I did one AR for somebody recently. We are going to be looking at the outcome of that in this particular video, so it's important that you pay attention. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is what's the difference between AR and appeal, right? I told you guys that when I first applied for a UK visa, I got a refusal the very first time. I immediately reapplied. I didn't appeal. I didn't do AR. I reapplied. The question is why. I'll be answering that as well. In AR, which is administrative review, you are not submitting new documents. You are basically just submitting the old documents you used in your previous application for the new one, right? You're not re-explaining your case that this is like this, right? There are limited things that you can actually do with AR, and you are simply asking the Home Office to check for casework errors. You believe that the visa officer made a mistake, right? So you are telling them, you are pointing out the mistake and telling them to please reassess this thing and check if this mistake is actually true. AR is used when the refusal is due to wrong judgment, wrong interpretation, or factual error. The visa officer made a mistake, made a factual error. Now, decision is made by a different caseworker. Now, what's going to happen is that if they agree with you, they will take your document and give to a different visa officer, right, to see if they are going to come out, with the same decision that the old person came out with. Right, that's what AR actually means. Right? So you can actually do that. Now, it is faster and cheaper than appeal, right? That's one. That's different. That's one difference between AR and appeal. I'm going to talk about the appeal, in a jiffy. Available only for specific visa categories. Now, it is not all visa categories that can actually do administrative review. That's the thing about AR, basically. AR is not a new application. It is a challenge to the outcome of an application, right? So you believe that the mistake was made. So you are now asking the Home Office to actually review this thing and see if they agree with you that the mistake was made by the previous visa officer, that's the case officer, or the entry clearance officer, that's what they're called, right? For appeal, you can submit new evidence, new documents, and new explanations, right? Now, your case is reviewed by a judge at the first tier tribunal, not an immigration officer. So you present new evidence, new documents, new explanations, then a judge in a court, a tribunal, will actually go through your application, not a visa officer. That's the difference between an appeal, right? It is used when you have human rights grounds, family life grounds, or protection ground. Appeals take longer, months, and may require legal representation. You might have to get a lawyer for appeal. Stronger than AR, but available only for certain visas. That's for appeal. Now, there are a lot of visas that UK actually have, and some of these visas have appeal, some don't have any, some have AR, right? So let's take a look at some of these visas. If it's a visit visa, standard visitor visa, business visitor, tourism, medical treatment, transit, in some cases you can do AR, right? No appeal, but you can do AR. Now, for work visas, most work categories: skilled workers, healthcare worker, senior or specialist worker, global mobility, graduate trainee, seasonal worker, skill-up worker, minister of religion, international sports person, AR, advisory review. That's what you can do for those particular. You can't do an appeal for that. Now, for student visas, child student visas, AR, I showed you guys this. This is actually a refusal for a student visa, and they are saying that AR is available, right? If you think there has been a case working error, you think that there's a mistake made by the caseworker, then you can actually apply for AR and see what the outcome is going to be. Now, temporary or short-term visa, English language visa, creative worker visa, international agreement visa, AR only. Now, graduate visa, high potential individual, global talent visa, if refusal was for endorsement decision, AR applies differently for global talent visa, and startup or innovator founder, depending on refusal type and all of those things. Now, for visas that's about family route visas, right? Spouse visa, fiancé visa, partner visa, parent visa, child route, appeal is available, right? You can actually go in front of a judge and produce new documentation and evidence and all of those things. Human rights-based application, private life application, Article 8, family life claim, stuff like that. When you are doing asylum, things like that, you can actually do appeal if it's refused. Settlement, indefinite leave to remain in the UK, asylum, humanitarian, you can do appeal, all of those kind of visas, right? But I want to focus on the most popular visa types, right? That gets refused every single time: the visit visa and the student visa. That's what I'm going to be focusing on right now. For the visit visa, like I said, AR is available in some cases, right? So the next question is, how do you apply for an administrative review, right? So let's take a look at that. Now, there's this website on UK government website, right? So it says if you're in the UK, you'll be told in your decision letter if you can ask for decision in your application to be reviewed. Now, this is where you do it, right? So if you are in the UK, you are applying for a visa inside the UK. This is the website that you use. I'm going to be putting all these websites in the description below this video, right? So you can actually use it to actually go do that. So if you're in the UK, you applied in the UK, your application was refused, you actually use this website to do your AR ability review, right? You can do it from here. So how do you do that? You apply online, and it costs £80 to actually do this, right? So you have to pay money. So it's £80 to actually do this. You must apply for AR within 14 days of getting decision. If you were detained on the day that you got your decision, you must apply within 7 days, right? You're entering the UK, right? And you got detained, and of course you got a refusal for something, and you have 7 days to apply. You can only apply online for administrative review. So you want to apply, you click on this place. I'm going to show you how that works. Now, to get a decision, currently it takes about 12 months or more to receive the raw result of AR. Right? So that's why it's dicey, and that was why I didn't do AR when I got refused. So I tell people that AR takes a lot of time. So most time I'm going to be giving you guys a real life scenario where I actually did an AR for a client, and his refusal got overturned. I'm going to be showing you guys that in a jiffy. So if you do not get a decision on your application within 6 months, the Home Office will contact you with an update. Your rights are not affected by the delay in processing this. So these are people in the UK. You can also withdraw your request at any time, right? Make any other immigration or visa application. So withdraw your request. Your request for AR will be withdrawn or cancelled if you make any other immigration or visa application. Now, if you are waiting for a decision with AR and you do a fresh application, of course, the AR is cancelled automatically, right? Ask for your passport back so you can travel. If you leave the UK, these are our people in the UK. Now, for you now that you're not in the UK, you want to apply for AR from outside of the UK. You apply for a visa, you were refused, right? So this is the website where you do that from. As for if you are, these are people on the border, right? So if you're outside the UK, this website to do it from. Of course, I'm going to put in all of these websites in the description of the video below. So just click on it, and of course, you can actually get it. So if you're outside the UK, you'll be told in your decision letter if you can ask for decision on your visa application to be reviewed, right? So your refusal letter is going to tell you and say you are qualified for AR or not. So for most visit visa categories, they will tell you that this application, this decision is not subject to AR or appeal. So you're outside the UK, you apply outside the UK, your application was refused. There are different ways. There's a different way to ask for a mail review if you applied as a frontier worker or a service provider from Switzerland. So that's not for you, most likely. So you can actually apply for AR here online for £80, right? Which is what I did for that particular client. So let's look at that particular client's case. I'm going to pull up his refusal letter right now. It says, you can apply for AR of this decision. Instruction on how to apply can be found on the next session. So I come here, and these are the reasons why his visa was refused, right? So let's look at these reasons, right? And we look at the reason that I actually opted to do AR for him when he actually reached out to us. Of course, he paid for consultation, we had a conversation, right? He says you claim 10 points for funds under ST 6.1. Now, this is the student visa rules for the UK, right? Okay. However, documents you have provided do not demonstrate that you are in possession of the required level of funds. So they are saying that the funds that he has in his account are not the funds that he's supposed to have. That he has his I think £600 short, something like that. You know, so they said your card states that your school fees for the first year is this amount, and you have paid this amount. Your remaining course fee is this amount. Maintenance required outside London, because the school is outside London, is this amount. Your total length of stay is 7 months. This is months, which makes your maintenance cost this amount, totaling this amount. You are required to demonstrate that these funds are available for a minimum of 28 days in your account or parent or legal guidance account. I'm not satisfied that you have shown these funds are available to you. You have submitted a WIMA bank statement for account this, and this statement shows that on this has a closing balance of this amount. You know, this and this, you know, all of this. You have also submitted a UBA bank account with this. This statement shows that you have this amount closing balance at this time, right? $10,000 with about 7,000 USD. The combined total of both bank statements at this amount, £9,000, right? You know, which is below the required amount. I'm therefore not satisfied that you have made a 10 point and all of this. And so as soon as I got this, right, what I did was that I downloaded the UK student visa rules, right, and read through it. And I saw the mistake immediately. And I told him, let's do AR. And of course, we opted for AR and decided to do AR. So this is the draft that I did for the AR, right? I told him that I'm writing to formally request an admissibility review of my entry clearance refused. I reference this. So grant for review. The refusal letter stated that I was required to show £10,352 in maintenance funds, calculated based on 7 months stay. However, my confirmation of acceptance for studies, which is CAS, clearly indicates that my course duration is from 21st March to 18th July, which amounts to 3 months and 27 days. Approximately to 4 months for maintenance fund purposes. According to Appendix Finance of the immigration rules. So I want to actually read the student rules for UK visa immigration, right? And of course, I was able to come up with this for him. According to Appendix Finance of the immigration rules, for courses lasting less than 9 months, the required funds must cover the actual course duration. Therefore, the correct calculation should be, I was telling them what the correct calculation should be, right? Should be maintenance required £1,136 per month times 4 months, which is this amount of money, right? You know, so I was actually using their rules to dispute decision, basically, right? Outstanding tuition fees for CAS is this amount of money. Total funds required is this plus this, which is this, right? In my application, I provided a bank statement showing a combined balance of this, which exceeds the required amounts. While I had additional funds available in another account, I did not include them as they were unnecessary given the actual course duration. That's what I did in AR, right? I have consulted the university and they have confirmed that the calculation should be based on the actual course length, which is 4 months and not 7 months. The assessment in the refusal appears to be incorrect. I didn't tell them that it's incorrect. I said it appears to be, right? I was sounding like a lawyer. Given this discrepancy, I kindly request a reassessment of my financial evidence under the correct course duration. I believe this oversight materially affected this decision, and I am confident that upon review, my application will meet all requirements. I would greatly appreciate your prompt attention to this matter and look forward to a favorable resolution. Please let me know if any additional information or documentation is required. Thank you for your time. Sincerely, of course, the name of the applicant. And we came to this website, paid £80 and filed for administrative review. Now, this is why administrative review is not the best way to go most times, especially if you're in a hurry. Now, we filed this. We got the refusal on the 13th of May, 2025. The same May, right, a few days later, we did the AR, right? Now, waiting for this AR, and on the 12th of September 2025, that is May, June, July, August, September 12, like 4 months later, we got a response from Home Office, right? And they said that your application for administrative review was succeed. I don't know why the UK speaks the kind of English. Was successful. Okay, has succeeded. Oh, my bad. So your application for administrative review has succeeded. Thank you for your application on, this is what we did the application, right? For AR of decision of this date on your application for entry clearance under the student visa rule route. We have carefully considered the points that you raised in your application for AR. We have overturned the decision. Good news, right? We overturned the decision to refuse your application for entry clearance. The decision of 13th May 2025 is now withdrawn. So that refusal that they gave him, they've withdrawn that refusal. So his visa, he has never had a UK refusal as it is right now. They have withdrawn that refusal. So that's one thing. Your application on 24th March 2025 has been sent back. Now this is the problem. They didn't make a decision for him there and then. They said that his application had been sent back to the original working team to reconsider. So we are still waiting right now. Right? So that's the thing about AR. It takes time, right? It takes time. So they will make a new decision on your application and tell you the outcome. If your application is refused, you will be entitled to apply for a fresh AR of the decision. So if they refuse this one now, you'll be entitled to apply for a fresh AR. If you paid a fee for your application for AR, your payment will be refunded in full. That's another good thing about the UK. We apologize for the errors made in the original consideration of your application. Yours sincerely, right? So they actually apologize because I pointed out the mistake that they made in the AR that I actually did for him, right? So they apologized and they overturned that decision. So what happened is that after we got this, right, a few days later, we got an email again, sent to him from the Home Office stating that regarding your application, please, can you provide the following documents? Bank statement showing that you still have the level of funds that you need. All right. So imagine if he has spent his money. Ensure that your full reply is received on the 20th of November 2025. If no reply is received by this day, the application will be considered with the information available, right? So they will consider it with the fact that he doesn't have the necessary funds, right? So you now have to provide a new bank balance. And of course, they sent him the email address to actually send the document from. So we have sent the bank statement. The good thing is that he actually has the money. So he has sent a fresh bank statement to them right now, and we're waiting for a decision. Now this is May, right? May 2025. May, June, July, August, September, October. This is November, making it in November. So 6 months later, and we are still not done. We have still not gotten a decision from the Home Office, right? His visa is still not approved. But we are very positive because he has actually paid his complete school fees, and he has also has the necessary funds in his bank account, to actually do the things that he needs to do. So that's the problem with administrative review. It takes time. That is why when I got my first UK visa refusal, of course they told me that I cannot do AR or appeal. So what I did was to actually reapply immediately. And when I got the second one, which was a mistake on their part, right? What I did was to reapply again, paid a fresh application fee, and told them that I pointed out the mistake to them in my cover letter, and of course that's how I got my approval. Now I had a conversation with this particular client, and part of what we discussed is that if we had known that it was going to take this long, right, what we would have done is to actually do a fresh application. We would have gotten a decision faster, right? So he now had to contact the school, defer his admission, right? And of course, he's going through the process right now. And of course, the school have been very, very, very supportive. So these are the options that you have if you have gotten a UK visa refusal, right? You can basically file for AR if you're qualified for it, or file for an appeal if you're qualified for it. So yes, a refusal is not the end of the road for you. There are still other things that you can do. So if you have gotten a refusal and you want me to actually take a look at your refusal letter and see if you are qualified for AR or reapplication or appeal, as the case may be, just let me know by reaching out to me. And how you can do that is to basically go to noagenttravelguide.com and book a consulting session with me, or send a chat to the number that's showing on your screen right now on WhatsApp, and my assistant will actually help you book a consultation so we can actually have a conversation one-on-one, just you and I. And if you want to apply for a UK visa yourself, this is the showing up right here. Will show you guys exactly how to do that. Why this video will show you the documents that you need to apply for a UK visa by yourself.